to undergo the analytical skills and the language enhancement skills. And coming from there, after their training, they need to impart the same skills among the students to get employment. But unfortunately, that time has winded up. So the corporates also should join their hands with the universities or the academics so that it will be a great to enjoy the learning. So when you teach a subject as a game or as a role play, students will take the lot of interest and they are going to learn the skills. And lastly, the students have gained the confidence after undergoing. So when we interact with the girls who underwent this training, they express that they have learned something out of these skills. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, may I call upon Sri Sagar G. Bamburi and Anjana Devi to present their papers. Okay. Now, let me call upon Srimati Shilpa to present her papers. Okay. Now, let's move forward. I call upon Sri D.N. Hebbar to present his paper. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. So I request Dr. Ravindra Kaitni to present his paper.
Human brain, cell part brain, starts functioning only to stop. Human brain, cell part brain, starts only to stop and stand before the academic luminaries. The due respects to academic luminary sitting in front of me, I am trying to just present a small brief presentation. I am starting a research paper. It's a conceptual paper. The topic what I have taken here is paradigm shift service delivery in post-pandemic era, which is a soft heading under the role of business education and sustainable development of global economy. The objectives are broadly only two. One is to understand the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on service delivery. Secondly, to analyze the paradigm shift that have been taken place in the area. As all of us know, on 11th March 20, WHO announced and identified COVID-19, which was a pandemic, and since then we suffered a lot. Everybody knows about it. I don't want to go into the details of it. And we have seen what kind of paradigm shift we saw and how this pandemic situation turned or gave us a beautiful lesson to change, to overall, to complete our, divert our attitudes and also learning the various aspects of the real life situation. The problem statement under here, country-wide emergency lockdown, restrictions were imposed, a lot of restrictions in terms of movement were also imposed, and so it was very difficult for the entire world to face the situation boldly, but still we faced it and we have seen ourselves successful in matching that particular season. Now, under the impact of this COVID, because there are so many impacts, I've just taken only 4 or 5: media, food, transport, health, education, and tourism. Now, all these are areas in which so many developments, so many changes took place, and for all these, one word would be only entrepreneurship. And exactly the seminar, the conference talks about the entrepreneurship and the sustainable development. Sustainable development simply means that we are using the current resources for the benefit of the future generation with a view, with a aim objective that these resources will not exhaust. The impact of that will be always positive to the forthcoming generation. That is the simple meaning of what we call it as SDGs. And we have 17 goals which have been already deliberated yesterday in detail. I don't want to go into that. So the basic entrepreneurship qualities in terms of artificial learning or internet, IoT, we have seen, and how the business problems have been healed through adaptive citizens, they have adapted ourselves. They have seen hybrid marketing activities, we witnessed correlations as well as affiliated marketing activities. In this, we could fight the entire COVID issue. And in addition to that, Honorable Prime Minister of India also announced on 27th September 2020 a program called NDHM by National Digital Health Mission, where the various programs of health issues were being tackled out with an affordable, accessible, inclusive, safe and timely delivery with the help of intervention of internet and IoT. So this is how entrepreneurship has played a very significant role in terms of combating COVID. And seeing shifts towards online learning in our education side, hybrid course delivery, emergency remote education, virtual learning, all of us have been doing. We were not aware of how to conduct our classes online. We all today have masters in conducting this, and many of us are even earning for livelihood by conducting online classes. And coming to hospitality industries, digital expansion, cloud kitchens, all we have seen particularly in hospitality industry and hotels, and we have seen how hygiene and safety norms and health have been completely revamped with the intervention of IT, IoT and artificial intelligence. And successful entrepreneurial service delivery, particularly in IoT, AI, ML, and with the low cost of indigenous digital healthcare system have contributed, and we have seen today the inexplicable relationship between entrepreneurship and SDGs. So therefore, even in the legal scenario, we have seen high courts, Supreme Courts going under online judgments, and we can even have recorded today acceleration through mobile devices, online code sessions, which we have never heard in the history of India. Therefore, in the post-pandemic law, client management platforms with the use of a program called IQ, that I was to be aware of, law firms can provide very wide range of services to various corners of the globe, to any kind of employees, any kind of litigants. So this is how the entire IT or entire entrepreneurship has helped us to come back, including parcel delivery services, which DHL, FedEx, UPS, DNB and DHL have completely demonstrated to the entire globe COVID confidence. And finally, I would like to say here that entrepreneurship education, entrepreneurial skills, these two can contribute sustainable development, and we need to do a lot. And therefore, I would like to quote here Theodore Roosevelt, who said, "I don't care how much you know about it, but I would only care only when I know how much you care about it." So we need to care the sustainable development, and we need to take care of the entrepreneurship education, and we need to inculcate the entrepreneurial skills among the students, so that the meaning, the very significant meaning and significance of sustainable can be easily attached and can be easily fed. That is what the idea is. So therefore, in order to do this, I would suggest we need to have three factories. One is ice factory. That ice factory is in the mind. Second is the sugar factory. That's from the tongue. And the third factory is the love factory in the heart. If these three factories can be given to the students in the classes, I'm sure life will be satisfactory. Fourth factory will be satisfactory, and that satisfaction will certainly help us to attain the goals of sustainable development. That's what my presentation is all about. Thank you very much indeed for having this wonderful opportunity to all of us, particularly the organizers and honorable chairman and the principal of the college and the authorities of the SDM college. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, and thanks to all the delegates, and we are grateful for the time and effort you have taken to share your thoughts through presentation.
Request ladies and gentlemen to enjoy the cup of tea served here, and a small request, please do not litter the cups on the floor. Our volunteers will come to collect the empty cups. Thank you.
It takes an immense pleasure to invite our beloved chairperson, Dr. G.S. Bhatt, former principal, Dr. A.D. Balika College of Commerce, Kumta, to enlighten us with his kind words.
Chief Organizer Dr. Bandari and his team. Today's resource person, engineer and trainer Mahesh Hegde, all respected delegates and the student friends. At the outset, I extend heartfelt thanks for not only giving opportunity to me, but for the organization of the international conference, the deeply thinking in selection of the topic, that is the role of business education in sustainable development of global economy, and the topics of the technical sessions and subtopics. For example, the understanding of the strategies in placing the startups in the growth path, whether it is in America or in Japan, is really useful for potential entrepreneurs and also for successful educational completion. The technical session topic is American and Japanese strategies for startups. Startups are the new industrial undertakings or a service undertaking, whatever may be called. The new brand name is given in India, startups. Under Make in India, Stand in India, policies of the Industrial Policy Department of Government of India. On January 16, 2016, Prime Minister announced a 19-point action plan for making the startup a successful venture. What type of strategies are required? What support government can give? The 19-point action plan clearly states Mr. Mahesh Hegde is a magician also. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ನಮ್ಮೂರಿನವನೇ, ನಮಗೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಕನ್ನಡ ಶಾಲೆಯಿಂದ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ಹಿಡಿದು ಇವತ್ತಿನವರೆಗೂ ಅವರು ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಅವರು. ಶೋ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿರೋದು 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಈಗ ವೆರಿ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಪುಣಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ಶೋ ಅನ್ನ ಅವರು ಹುಡುಗನೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಹುಡುಗನಿಗೂ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅವರು ಕಲಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ materials will be used by him for conducting the magic show. His suggestions are very good. Teach in the colleges the innovative strategies. Very good suggestion he has made. Business education syllabus, the teaching faculty, all are expected to do this work. In the SDM college, since the last 3 years, they are doing well because they have organized one institute, Dr. M.P. Karki Institute of Research. Yes. Under that, they conduct many programs relating to employment skills or innovative skills, etc. Mr. Shastri is in front of us, who is heading this one. Principal is with us, cooperating him in every possible manner. Every colleges must have such units so that the students can be taken beyond the syllabus. Everything we cannot expect from the syllabus only. Another suggestion he has made, the models followed by successful entrepreneurs. He has given Hyundai's example like that. And he shared his industry experience in this respect. I remember few years back, in the BBA, there was one paper, stories of great entrepreneurs, and one semester one paper. For 1 or 2, 3 or 4 years, that paper was there. Thereafter it has been withdrawn. As we follow semester system, in one semester, it was some papers relating to success stories of entrepreneurs of India as well as cross-border would be very useful to the students. Principal Vijay Philanthropy as syndicate member can make its suggestion to university also in this line, because syndicate members have that power. Another important suggestion he has made, explaining, see, startups can succeed if the team of the management possesses both technical and management skill. With only technical skill, he explained, or with only management skill, no industry can succeed. Of course, different experts will be kept there, consultants will be there for each one of the specialized area in industry. But education system itself prepares the students both in the technical line, at least some basics, and management skills. Sustainable development, what we can be is possible. Not only development, sustainable development. New education policy, I think it has worked in that line. For example, a commerce student can opt for mathematics or one of the science paper. But so far it is in the policy document only, not yet implemented. But in the times to come, it may be possible. A science student can go for business management. To chemistry, physics and management, one of the management. In engineering, also it is like that. They can opt for, instead of only engineering subject, one language, because these are required not only for management of an industry, also for career development. Because if a student is an aspirant for IAS, he must be expert in language expert in the core subject, English, and general knowledge, etc. This type of horizontal movements in the distribution of the syllabus will be very much helpful. Why startups are failed? One can understand in India, one study shows after 2016, of course, COVID-19 may be one of the reasons. But there are some basic reasons. 85% of the startups are in the verge of failure, either in terms of revenue generation or in terms of financing required funds, or in attracting the customers, or in product offerings, in one or the other. Total failures are also there. So he concluded that strategy development is the most important sector. The ecosystem of the industry must give rightful adoption of the strategy system. I understood in that area with regard to your presentation. Very nicely presented. As regards the paper presenters are concerned, 3 papers have been presented. Very good subject they have chosen. The first paper was on occupational stress, because stress management is one of the very essential requirement. Stress will be there everywhere. Wherever there is a family, there will be family stress. When we there in an organization, there will be organization stress, like that. He has explained the reason for this academic stress area. 150 samples for Mangalore University is a very good sample. Statistical test, chi-square test he has adopted. That test is most suitable. With gender test also can be done. That is not a matter. He has proved the known matter. Because whether there is a stress or not, it is not a questionable area. Stress is there. Stress is there. The degree of the stress may vary from one time to another time. He has proved it, proved his hypothesis. Mr. Kulkarni selected the perception about the soft skill area. Mahesh Hegde also very systematically told about the employability skill, which is a soft skill is a part of employment skill. Very systematically he has researched his paper and proved the known fact with facts and figures. Mr. Dr. Kaikini, I know him for his hard work, very good presentation and teaching skills. He told about shift in the service delivery. Nowadays everybody is experiencing. Many have left going to the market for their day-to-day requirements. There is a paradigm shift. That paper is very successfully prepared and presented. So the technical session really highlighted what is lacking in our education system, and what are the things to be infused to the system, so that end of the day our students will be very useful product to the industry and the economy and to the society. With this conclusion, I also conclude. Thank you very much.
I'm honored to invite Sri Mahesh Hegde on the dais. A big round of applause, please. As an appreciation for Dr. G.S. Bhatt and Sri Mahesh Hegde and valuable input they have shared with us this morning, we would like to offer memento as an effort of appreciation. May I request Dr. Vijayalakshmi M. Naik, our beloved principal, to present a memento to Dr. G.S. Bhatt and to Sri Mahesh Hegde. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And now presenting the memento to Sri Mahesh Hegde.
Thank you for accepting and receiving the memento as a token of gratitude. A thankful heart is not only the greatest virtue, but the present of all the other virtues. With this goal, may I please request Srimati Kaveri Mesa to express vote of thanks.
A warm good morning to all. Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, my dear colleagues and dear students. In our tradition, every program starts with a welcome. Naturally, it must have to end with a vote of thanks. Thanks or thank you is a prayer which cannot be seen or touched. It can be felt by the hearts. At the outset, I would like to express my gratitude to the chairperson of this session, Dr. G.S. Bhatt sir, for starting the session. Thank you, sir, for conducting the session. Now, I would like to express my gratitude to the resource person of this session, Sri Mahesh Hegde sir, for enlightening the information. Thank you, sir, for the presentation. I am very much happy to express my gratitude to all the delegates and students present here for enriching the session with their presence. Thank you all. Now, I would like to extend my thanks to non-teaching and teaching staffs of STM College for their support and encouragement. Finally, I would like to thank our beloved principal for encouraging the program with her presence. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much, Kaveri Mesa, for expressing gratitude. Thank you all for giving us an opportunity, and thank you for all the
Department of Management, Sahyadri College of Engineering and Management, Bangalore. The resource person of this
Thank you, madam. Small cheer and great welcome makes a mighty feast. So, now I request Ms. Noela Pereira, Lecturer, Department of Commerce, to present the welcome speech and the introduction of the chairperson and the resource person.
A very good morning to one and all present over here. It gives me a great pleasure and honor to welcome you all for this session of the conference. First and foremost, to welcome you all, I would like to express my gratitude and a warm welcome to our today's chairperson, Dr. Ravindra Kaikini, Professor, Department of Management, Sahyadri College of Engineering and Management, Mangalore. Let me begin with this brief introduction. Dr. Ravindra R. Kaikini is a seasoned academician and senior professor with over 30 years of experience, including 13 years of industrial experience in Gulf countries with a commendable success in teaching, learning, research and knowledge management. He has a spread experience of academic leadership and institutional behavior. His area of specialization is human resource management and organizational behavior. He has good number of research papers in various reputed national and international journals, including Scopus Index Q1 and APDC journals. He is also a reviewer of APDC B category journal, for he has been invited as chairperson, resource person and judge at various conferences and seminars. He has conducted more than 10 teacher training programs ranging from primary school teachers to college teachers. He has served in various capacities of department head, principal and director, management club coordinator, governing body member, BOS and DOE member. He has served as an associate professor in Manipal University, Jaipur, Rajasthan. He has attended various state, national and international conferences and also received Best Indian Award 2022 in World Innovation Patent Conclave held on 26th and 27th August 2022 at New Delhi. I welcome you, sir, for the session.
I request Professor Rohit Disilva to offer a flower to Sir as a welcome token.
heartfelt welcome to the resource person of the session, Dr. Sudhir Rajke. Let me brief about you, sir. Dr. Sudhir Rajke is currently serving as a professor and corporate trainer at Justice K.S. Hegde Institute of Management, NITE, deemed to be university. He is the recipient of prestigious Udupi District Karnataka State Rajyotsava Award 2020 for his contribution towards education. He is bestowed with the Aryabhatta International Award for his service to the field of education and training in 2022. He is also the recipient of the Best Management Teacher Award from the Syndicate Bank in 2015. He has been bestowed with the Social Impact Personality Award by the Wisdom Education and Abhigna Education Private Limited on the occasion of Teachers' Day on 5th September 2022 for his contribution towards the field of education. He has been also awarded with Inspirational Aloysian Alumnus for displaying excellence in the field of teaching, corporate training and mentoring by St. Aloysius College, Mangalore for 2022. He has a Master's in Economics and PhD from Mangalore University. He also holds a Diploma in Journalism from Hindustan Institute of Journalism, New Delhi. He has also completed diploma and certificate courses in personal management and HRM from MIT University, New Delhi. Recently, Dr. Raj has completed a course on research methodology from the California Institute of Behavioral Neuroscience and Psychology, USA. He has over 37 years of teaching, research and training experience. Before joining to the NITE group, he served as a visiting faculty at SDM IMT Mysore. He has successfully guided 2 research scholars for the award of doctoral degree from the Visvesvaraya Technology University, Belagavi. He has conducted 15 EDPs, 4 MDPs, 2 FDPs and 10 webinars to the corporate and academia. He has been an invited speaker at such prestigious organizations as NCF, Karnataka Bank, Konkan Railway, Kannur University, BIRE, First Street Colleges and PG Centers of Mangalore University, NITE, Manipal and so on. He is a B-grade artist of AIR Mangalore. He has acted in 3 films, 2 serials and 51 act plays. He is a faculty coordinator of Sarchana, the Cultural Association of Institute and trains the student for cultural activities. He is also a Yakshagana artist. He is a faculty coordinator of Converse, the HR Association of the Institute. He has trained over 20,000 youths, corporates on various contemporary themes. He trains in neuro-leadership, entrepreneurship, scenario planning, design thinking, neuromarketing, effective teachership, mindfulness, leadership performance building initiatives, and other contemporary themes. He is a corporate trainer and he was an external expert member of IQAC of Sri Ravana College, Mudibidre. He is also the member of BOS in MIT Mudibidre. Dr. Raj has presented more than 15 research papers in international conferences, including the recent one held at Tapni, Manipal. He has published a couple of research papers in international and national journals. He is teaching behavioral economics, international business management, performance management, organizational design, construction economics and finance, and life science costing to MBAs and engineering students. He is also an adjunct faculty at NITE Institute of Architecture, NITE University. I welcome you, sir, for this session.
I request Professor Shrikant Bhatt to offer a floral welcome to the resource person.
I would also like to put forward my amiable welcome to all the eminent speakers and delegates from different places to this session. Last but not the least, I gladly welcome all my dear colleagues and students to this session. I welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for welcoming us all. New knowledge is the most valuable commodity on earth. It grows exponentially. The more we know, the greater our ability to learn and the faster we expand our knowledge base. Now, I request our learned resource person of this session, Dr. Sudhir Raj K, to deliver his talk.
Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I feel so honored today to be here amidst the galaxy of scholars and also students. I think we are going to be the biggest beneficiaries of all the sessions that we are going to have here. And esteemed chairperson and my good friend, Dr. Ravindra sir, and my guru, Dr. Mallikarjuna sir, and all those who are here after this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the topic that I chose for the presentation is humane entrepreneurship for responsible, sustainable development, insights from cases and discussions. I think this is a very interesting and emerging area, and I thought let me dwell on this when Dr. V.M. Bhandari sir requested me about 5 months ago that I have to make a presentation on this. I really accepted this because that's something which is very interesting, and I'm very sure that this is going to have a good connection with the theme which has been chosen by this particular international conference. Well, move on. I have given here the gist of the things. I have prepared a paper, and I'm going to revise the paper too. So I'll be giving the gist of the entire, or rather the essence of my presentation to everybody here. I think you will enjoy the session. I'm going to start with moving on to next slide, ma'am. Setting the context. Well, entrepreneurship, as you're very well aware, it's the most exciting area which has been taught to the students, both at the undergraduate level and also at the PG level, especially in the B schools. We have been teaching this to our students and make them really great entrepreneurs of this nation and the world at large. So when you start with the setting the context, you can see here that entrepreneurship is considered a critical element to create employment opportunities and improve the economic wealth in a country's economy. Well, I think it's a very plain and vanilla statement that everyone can easily understand and easily make an analysis also on that. Well, entrepreneurship is basically a practice. It's not something that we preach. And preaching, okay, and but basically when you look into an entrepreneurship, it's actually your positioning and your doing and your delivering, which is very important in entrepreneurship. Of course, when you are going to see and come across so many entrepreneurship of the world and the good entrepreneurship materials of the world, and you can see them that they are very good deliverers, very good action people, and at the end of the day, they do it and they deliver the value to the right kind of stakeholders and they finish the job. When you are going to see them as entrepreneurship as a practice, well, I have taken this particular term practice. It implies an agency, the human ability to act upon and change the world. Look at the beauty of the sentence here. Practice means the human ability basically when you talk about the ability of the human brain rather than anything else. I think the ability of the brain to comprehend, to analyze, to deliver, all those things, because my presentation is also basically talking about that. Though I'm not getting into the finer aspects of the brain, which is also quite interesting to me, very dear to my heart. I would rather say here, for the benefit of all the elite audience here, that practice is the basic human ability to act upon and change the world. I think sustainability, when you talk about entrepreneurship as a practice, I think you can take a lot of leverage out of this particular statement. When it has been, I have taken this from one of the blogs where the guy has stated it's a practice means all about its ability and to ability to change the entire world. Well, acting entrepreneurial. Naturally, the next sentence how a good marriage with the previous one that you can see here, acting entrepreneurially and using entrepreneurial competencies is very, very important. You know, when you say I'm delivering something, I'm doing something, and my actions are seen in all touch points of my performance as an entrepreneur, obviously the question here is basically, are you acting entrepreneurially? Yes, I'm acting entrepreneurially because I'm practicing entrepreneurship rather than just preaching entrepreneurship. I'm using entrepreneurial competence. This is very important because to deliver anything, you've got to have the competencies, as it has been very well said by the former chairperson also. I think otherwise it's very difficult to deliver the competencies. So competencies are very critical, especially in the current society due to its uncertainty and constant change. As you know very well that we have been living in the VUCA world today, volatility, uncertainty, ambiguity, complexity are the part and parcel of today's world, especially of the post-pandemic world which we are into now. So obviously to beat this world and to be very successful with a survival rate which is known to us pretty high, got to be, as I said here, to act entrepreneurially with all the competencies very critical for an entrepreneur. So competence is very critical for entrepreneurial practice. I'm connecting to that. Otherwise, one cannot practice entrepreneurship. For example, an actor who is acting, you've got to have the competency to act. Otherwise, he may not be proved as a good actor or a best actor or a better among the best actor. As a teacher, he do require a lot of competencies to position himself as an entrepreneurial teacher in the class and to deliver the best among the best to his own students. Madam, next. Well, competencies are the underlying attributes of a person. They are the underlying attributes of a person, are the basic qualities of a person, like the knowledge and the skill, like the abilities and also the experience. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to tell you here that any competency can be imbibed by any person at any point of time. Let me tell you that even the Japanese people are going to MBAs at the age of 80s and 90s, and they have that competency if we are talking about? No, never ever. But when they come to the portals of the B school for learning MBAs and they prove that they are having that material and they imbibe such qualities and competencies and they become the best among the best as the PhDs even at the age of 80 or 75 even. So competencies can be imbibed and learned by any person at any point of time. This is my first statement of fact to everybody here. Well, knowledge, skills, I think you are pretty aware of this. Entrepreneurial competence I'm talking about here makes entrepreneurial practice really possible. When a guy is with entrepreneurial competence which is going to imbibe, I think it is possible. I think even I'm also telling the same thing when I'm teaching entrepreneurship too. My students in the B school for a couple of years, I said, when a teacher thinks that something can be teachable, I think it can be taught. It can be taught. So basically my presumption is that, my school of thought is that, a teacher is a trainer rather than just a teacher. So this is the philosophy that I have. Any teacher for that matter is teaching math or say management or accountancy or finance or say any topic for that matter. First of all, a teacher should understand that he is a thorough-blooded trainer. Otherwise it's very difficult, especially when you are connecting with the audience, it may be a little pale to the audience. The kind of the words that you choose, the kind of the emotional charges that the words have, the kind of the implications the word will make to the audience will make the audience spellbound at the end of the day when you are going to carve out your own niche as that of a teacher trainer. So my philosophy is basically of a trainer rather than basically of a teacher. Of course, we can graduate to the level of a teacher with a lot of competencies which I set out here. In fact, compassion, you can see here. Needless to say that entrepreneurs as human beings require to act very responsibly today because you have been talking about sustainability, you have been talking about the world is one planet, the planet cannot be renewed. So obviously the point that I wanted to make here is that we need to imbibe such qualities, and the question here is, can we teach these qualities to the students who are coming as with fresh minds to the BIS course and to the universities of India and elsewhere? So you know very well in the United States of America, there's a beautiful college by name, the Babson College of the United States of America. It's basically an undergraduate college which trains the students for entrepreneurship. And if you're going to check with the Babson College, many of the teachers who have been teaching this particular subject to the students of the Babson College train themselves as entrepreneurs, as positioned entrepreneurs, and by the end of the day, when the graduates are being turned out from that Babson College of the United States, They directly go to the Silicon Valley and they make a difference there. How it is possible for a guy who has joined the college and is going to turn out to be a wonderful, wonderful practicing entrepreneur in the Silicon Valley? If we are going to make a loud thinking on this, I do come across the fact that here these qualities are very important: compassion, trust, empathy, more mindfully than before. So a teacher who is just talking to the students rather than training the students in the field of, say, sustainability, I think perhaps we need to understand that sustainability ingredient or the function of so many values and virtues. I think I will give you so many research papers which I quoted for this particular presentation today. I have full paper too for your consumption here. In fact, compassion is associated with the cues of competence, intelligence, superiority, and involvement of moral judgment. I think they are very, very important here. I think this is the point that I need to imbibe first, then I have to deliver to the students in the class, so that at the end of the day when they set out from the college, they're also with these kinds of qualities which have been imbibed in them. So naturally their frame of mind gets changed, that they will introspect their own behavior, what needs to be done with regard to the earlier behavior and the changed behavior. I think that makes sustainability really, really beautiful according to me. I think the theme of the very international conference that you have chosen here is wonderful. I must compliment Dr. V.M. Bhandari sir for choosing a very, very apt and very, very beautiful theme for all so that I can easily come to this particular theme. Otherwise, generally, I just avoid going to different colleges now because I'm almost reached the age of 60 now. So usually for training session and other sessions I used to go rather than for this. But when V.M. Bhandari sir said you are requested here, sir, about 5 to 6 months ago, he said, kindly block 10th and 11th to our colleges. I said, oh, fine, absolutely. I'm with you for, though it is Sunday, treated as Monday. But in fact, compassion associated with all these things is very important. So, next one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this backdrop, it is worth to analyze some case stories and discussions pertaining to humane entrepreneurship. That's the concept I said. Humane leadership, humane entrepreneurship, humane teacher. I think these are the concepts that we need to take to our students. How do they become really humane and imbibe these qualities when they move out from the borders of the college and make a difference as entrepreneurs and leaders in the days to come? Let's see this. This paper presentation proceeds as follows. Understanding, I don't know whether I'm right here or not. I've gathered some information from so many papers that have been penned out by so many classic writers from Harvard, Stanford, and Cambridge business schools, and try to make a connection to it. Of course, they're all very contemporary papers, very much it's still baking, and still some of the things have been baked out and it's ready for consumption. Understanding the nexus between sustainable development and humane entrepreneurship, making an attempt to analyze some real case stories. Case studies are generally being taught to the students, but I will call it as case stories that will come really live. And when we talk about the case studies, generally the mindset of the students is, oh, same good old what are some kind of a thing. So you make it case stories, and that makes a kind of a trigger in the mindset of yours to make a difference. So finally, my dear friends here, a way forward, that's it. Okay? Sir, next one. Humane entrepreneurship and responsible sustainable development. Please understand that not the point here, responsible, that I have put in my full paper, I have put responsible within single inverted comma. Am I responsible?